Hey guys, welcome back to another Christmas episode with me. This is the 12 days of Christmas. I'm counting down. Monday was day 12, Tuesday was day 11, today is day 10. Again, we are only doing 12 days of Christmas up until the Friday before, no, that's the Saturday before Christmas, the 23rd. Because the 24th is on a Sunday and I'll be in church and I'll be doing a lot of last minute running around. So, how's everybody doing? I pray that you guys are doing well today. I pray that your day is going prosperously, and I pray that you will prosper in Christ even as your souls prosper. Today's episode, we are going to focus on holiday travel. Does anybody travel? Do you travel out of state to see family? Do you travel from city to city to see family? Are you someone who avoids holiday traffic at all costs? Like, I don't like to be in holiday traffic. I really don't like to, especially on either the eve of the holiday or the actual holiday. At least not in the city. I have a lot of family that lives in Philadelphia. I don't like to travel to Philadelphia for the holidays. I don't really like to travel for Philadelphia majority of the time because of the distance, the time that it takes, the traffic, and all of that. But during the holiday, if you are someone that travels, do you have to take an airplane where you have to go, or are you able to drive? And which do you prefer? If I have to travel for the holiday, which I guess what I'm doing this weekend can be considered as traveling during the holiday season. I am traveling, my husband and I, tomorrow. And we will be returning on Saturday. But I would prefer a flight if I'm traveling during the holidays because I don't have to worry about traffic. But there's a caveat to that because sometimes during the holidays, the airports are really crowded. Flights are delayed. Sometimes you even have cancellations. But as far as convenience, you don't have to worry about driving in traffic. You don't have to worry about people rushing and cutting you off, where you're going to park, those things of that nature. So what do you guys do for the holidays as far as your travel plans? Do you think it's more, it's feasible not to travel? Do you think there is enjoyment in traveling because maybe you live in a city or a state where you don't have family and you go see them for the holidays? And typically the holidays are the only time of year that you can get with them. What do you guys think about traveling for the holidays? Drop some of your thoughts in the comments so that we all can see. One of my dreams, though, is to actually travel somewhere for Christmas. I've always wanted to go somewhere for Christmas, whether it was like to the Poconos, to a cabin, where you can, snug up against or up, not against because you'll burn yourself, but snuggle up with people at the fireplace, have hot cocoa, watch Christmas movies, roast, what do they call it, s'mores. I'm not a big fan of graham crackers, but I do like s'mores in the winter. So just a couple of things like that, real laid back, but just to get away. So you can get away from everything. You still can enjoy the festivities. You still can enjoy the lights and the decorations. But sometimes I think about wanting to get away for Christmas instead of spending it at home. I am a homebody, but sometimes I do think about the idea of traveling for Christmas. I would like myself, my husband, and maybe like a couple of other couples in the family to travel for Christmas one day. I know a lot of times if people have minor children, that can be costly because you have to pay for their flights. You might have to pay for the shipping of their gifts, whatever it is that you have to do. But for me, travel is something that I am starting to love. I didn't do a lot of traveling as a child, but my husband has exposed me to traveling overseas, and so I have built a love for it. Traveling can be stressful. You have to book your travel if you're going through airplane, and you have to take care of your luggage, if you're going to do a carry-on, if you're going to do both, if you're going to check a bag. Excuse me, all of those things have to be taken into account when you're traveling. But the beauty of that is after going through customs and getting on your flight, you can sit and you can relax and you can enjoy the flight. You can put headphones on and listen to music. Sometimes I like to listen to a YouTube video. Sometimes depending on who you fly through, they have movies playing during the flight. So those are some things that actually help. I've never had flight anxiety, thank God. My very first flight that I ever took, I got on a flight after I graduated undergrad at Temple. The next day I got on a flight. It was 5 hours from Philadelphia Airport to Arizona by myself. And it was very relaxing for me. I'm okay with my own company, and I always have been. It is fun to travel with other people, but the very first time I took a leap of faith and was like, let me go somewhere where I have to take a flight, because I had never been on an airplane as a child or as a teenager. So that was my very first flight. And so that went well. And from there, it's never really been an issue with me. We, of course, do pray before we get on our flights. Because whether you're in a car, whether you're on a bus, on a train, an airplane, anything can happen. So you do want to cover yourself, and you want to cover whatever you're in, whether it's a flight, the pilot, whether it's a train, the conductor, so on and so forth. But travel has been something that I've wanted to do. I've always wanted to do that. As I mentioned yesterday, my brother and my sister-in-law have an annual Christmas party at their home the week before Christmas for all of us every year. And I would love one day for us to travel somewhere for that. It doesn't have to be far. Maybe rent a house in the Poconos and do it there. I haven't really talked to anybody about that. So if you're watching this, but yeah, so travel is something that I've always wanted to do for Christmas specifically. My birthday is a month and a day after Christmas. So that's another reason, because by the time my birthday comes, I probably had 3 to 4 birthdays where I wasn't snowed in. So there's that. But just loving travel, going where I'm going this weekend. There's a networking event. I'll be able to vend. I'll be able to network with people. So that'll be good for business. But getting away will also be good personally for myself, and, just for your mental health. Sometimes you need to get away. And then in January, which is my birthday month, I actually won a Florida trip. The company that I am working with, our hierarchy leaders actually did a challenge, and I actually won. I was one of the people that won the all expense paid trip to Florida, and it's going to be really, really nice. That's another way to get away. It's relaxing. I'll be traveling with my cousin, so shout out to her. But yes, traveling is something that I have grown to love, and business has opened up doors for me to travel as well, which is where tomorrow is. Also in June, I had went to Atlanta from the 8th to the 10th, and that was Ignite to Profits conference, and that's where I got my very first book plaque. So shout out to Taria Vision of the Book Profits Club. She actually gave me that award, and from there, doors have been opening, and opportunities have been opening. So the opportunities that God gives a yes to, I give a yes to, and the opportunities where God gives a no, I give a no, and the opportunities where I don't hear anything back, I understand that that means wait. And my interpretation is, it is for you someday, but not today. So there are some opportunities that could be for you someday, but not today, and that's okay. But travel has been a great influence on how I navigate in business, and it's also opened other doors of opportunities to meet people in the airport, meet people on your flight, meet people when you get to the state where you're going, the venue where you're going. So traveling is really good for your personal and your business life. But again, for those who love to travel like I do, what do you see yourself doing as far as traveling? If you can't travel this Christmas, or if you don't want to travel this Christmas, but you want to travel, what are your goals as far as traveling is concerned? I know I wanted to travel this Christmas, but it just didn't happen. And I'm okay with that. But I do know in 2024, I would like to travel. What are some places that you want to go to? I know for me in the winter months, I'd like to go to warm climate areas. So Florida in January is really great. But where are some places you guys want to travel? That's something to think about for 2024. But while we are wrapping up our 2023 and we're thinking about traveling, when you feel like times are rough or you feel like you're discouraged, sometimes you can just sit and, close your eyes and imagine yourself wherever you'd like to travel. Other times I tell people, get a piece of paper and just write it down. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. And so sometimes if you're interested in traveling, sometimes you might write it. Sometimes you might draw it. Whatever it is that helps you to navigate through to your next, I admonish you to do. So for this Christmas, I will not be traveling physically, but I will watch a lot of Christmas movies and watch other people travel and live vicariously through them. What are some things you guys like to do if you know you want to travel but you can't travel? It could be, I can't travel because it's the holidays and the gifts for my kids, it's just too much. It could be, I can't travel because of work. It could be, I can't travel because my finances are just not where they need to be. Or it could be, I can't travel because I can't find a flight where I want to go. Whatever that is for you, don't dwell in it. You can sit there for a little bit because you have to process that, because that does feel like disappointment, but don't stay there. So you don't want to get stuck. But I just encourage you guys, if that is something that you want to do, I don't believe that you should break the bank to do it. I don't believe that you should allow anybody to force you to get a loan or anything of that sort, but do what your heart desires, but in a responsible way, because we're to be good stewards over not just our money, but over everything as it pertains to our life and our livelihood. So I'll give you an example. I had a conversation with someone today, and they wanted to offer me an opportunity that, it wasn't financially feasible. And the person tried everything they could to convince me, talk me into it. And it's like, if you could find a way, I'm not borrowing money from somebody to pay for something. I'm not going through Klarna or whatever you call that. I'm not charging it on a credit card. God didn't give me the yes, and he didn't instruct me to do that. But I'm also a big believer in setting your goals and sticking to them. So if you have a financial goal for 2024 and somebody dangles something in your face and you know that it will push you back for your financial goal, sometimes you have to say no to the things that you really want. Sometimes God is testing you to see if you'll take the bait. Sometimes he's testing to see if you'll listen. And sometimes it's the enemy. Sometimes it's not God. Sometimes it's the enemy. And other times it's just the company you keep. So again, for those who are traveling this year for Christmas, I would love to see where you're going, who you're going with, and what will be your mode of travel. Don't tell people when you're going. You can just say, hey, me and my family are going to Atlanta around the holiday time. Don't tell them where in Atlanta you're going, because some people are, not that kind, and they'll, so we want to just keep it safe. But I definitely want to hear who's traveling for Christmas. Who's traveling for Christmas? What are your goals for Christmas as far as travel? If you're not traveling, what are you going to do as a supplement to not being able to travel? Because I know some people had plans on traveling, and then plans change, because that's life. And life, plans change. So how do you navigate through that change? So again, drop in a comment if you guys are traveling, where you're traveling to. If you were traveling and your traveling plans got canceled, where were you going to travel to? Or if you endeavored to travel and you're not traveling this year, where would you like to travel? For me, the first place that I want to go to for Christmas is somewhere either in a warm climate, or if we're going to do Christmas, we're going to do it all the way and go somewhere where they have snow, because I've never been skiing. With that said, I thank you guys so much for your time. Again, my name is Heather Robinson, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. And I hope that whatever you are trying to accomplish, you're able to accomplish it without putting yourself in a strain. Okay? You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.